All right, hello everyone, and welcome to week 3 of the ICP Draft League. This week we are taking on IMDStroyR, coach of the Emerald City Extreme Speeds, with some interesting threats such as Deoxys Speed, which completely outspeeds my entire team no matter what I try to do, Terapagos, which can be a setup monster, Terra Holucha with the Unburden boost with the support of Rillaboom for that Grassy Seed potential boost, Raging Bolt and Primarina for some special offense and bulk, Fortress as a potential rapid spinner, Grafii for some prankster shenanigans, and Terra Rhyperior as well, which I have seen before can be a threat with some certain setup options, but a whole bunch of different ideas that could be going through their mind trying to set up for us. So let's see what we're going to be bringing into that. So first up, we're bringing Kyurem. This week we are going for an actual just like full-on wall breaking with Freeze Dry, Focus Blast, Earth Power, and Draco Meteor. Freeze Dry is essentially just to hit like the Holucha pre-Terra, but I am expecting them to bring like Terra Steel, Terra Fighting, just something that isn't weak to the electric moves from potentially like Sandy Shocks or the ice moves here from Kyurem. It does allow us to also hit the Raging Bolt and the Rillaboom and hit Primarina. Rhyperior pre-Terra as well, so Freeze Dry just really good option for us there. The Focus Blast is there for the Terapagos mainly. If they go for like Terra Steel on Holucha, it also would allow us to hit that, as same with Earth Power. And then Draco Meteor, really their only fairy type that they end up bringing is potentially Primarina. I don't foresee them going Terra Fairy on Holucha. They might if they bring the Terra Rhyperior, but I'm not entirely expecting that. So this is just kind of the general idea with Kyurem, is just hit hard, try to break through a lot of their bulk and their defenses, and go from there. Next up, we're bringing a max HP, max physical defense with a little bit of speed creeping EVs with Heatran, and we are holding the Assault Vest. This allows us to just really tank anything of whatever they try to bring. We are Flame Body in case we want to try to catch the Holucha before it can get set up with like a Swords Dance, try to get some sort of burn off on it, but it does allow us to switch into things such as like the Raging Bolt moves, Terapagos we can try to switch into, Deoxys before he gets any sort of setup, if he brings a setup version instead of just the standard like lead version with hazards or screens, which they might actually bring screens. Ideally, I probably should prep for something like that, but you never know. We are running just the 4 moves of Dark Pulse, which allows us to hit the Deoxys speed pretty hard, Earth Power for the potential Terra Holucha, as well as Raging Bolt and Fortress, Flash Cannon for the Primarina, and then Magma Storm as well for the Fortress and Rillaboom. Also joining us this week, we are bringing a Choice Scarf Modest max special attack and almost max speed Sandy Shocks. This allows us to basically outspeed anything on their team, especially the Holucha, which is kind of the biggest threat pre them getting the Unburden boost. So ideally, if we can just stop them from getting Unburden boost, or if they just don't end up getting it enough, like before we can start getting things working, then this is great. We're running Flash Cannon, again, just kind of for the Primarina, Earth Power for the Raging Bolt, and potential Terra Steel Holucha, as well as hitting the Rhyperior, which Flash Cannon can do that as well. And then Thunderbolt and Volt Switch, this just gives us 2 different options of being able to hit them with an electric move, because it does look pretty good into their team. It hits Holucha pre-Terra, it hits Terapagos for neutral, same with Deoxys, Primarina for super effective, Fortress for neutral, Grafii, and then obviously we can't hit the Rhyperior, but again, if that comes, we just have to be very careful and play around that. And then Volt Switch, primarily just for trying to pivot. I want to try to use this as like a Scarf pivot, try to threaten them out, and then just pivot around into something else for a little while, trying to avoid showing that I'm Scarfed until it actually will matter. Next up, we're bringing Gyarados. This time we're running a almost max HP, some investment into speed as well as special defense, and we are running Adamant just for the attack damage boost. With Dragon Dance, Terra Blast, we're going Terra Poison this week because it allows us to hit the Primarina, the Rillaboom both super effectively, and resist the moves, the fighting moves from Holucha, which that can be a very big threat depending on what we end up going with, because I'm expecting them to do either Acrobatics or Brave Bird, and then Close Combat for their stab moves. Waterfall and Earthquake allow us to just hit everything else on their team, try to go for flinches when I can get a speed boost up. So that's just kind of the general idea. We're going Citrus Berry in case we can live something nice enough and then get a little bit of HP back. Maybe it'll keep us out of range from a second kill. It all really just depends on what they end up bringing. Next up, we also have our Max Modest. Again, similar set as what we had last week, but instead of the Terra Ground, we're going Terra Fire for the Comfey with Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, Giga Drain, and Terra Blast. The Terra Blast Fire allows us to hit the Fortress as well as the Rillaboom, trying to knock them out. If they go Terra Steel potentially on the Holucha, allows us to hit that as well. because the Draining Kiss would no longer be super effective. Draining Kiss and Giga Drain just allow us to hit everything else. The Giga Drain mostly for the Primarina and Rhyperior before it goes to Terra. And then we are running Mental Herb because when we get the Calm Minds up, I don't want them to end up bringing the Grafii in like when I go for the Calm Mind, and then them being allowed to immediately go for the Prankster Encore. Even though I could just end up switching, I'd ideally like to not have to rely on that. So if they want to go for the Encore, Mental Herb will break it and I'm not stuck in something. So that's just the general idea for why I wanted to bring Mental Herb. We'll see if it ends up working. And lastly, coming off of the bench, we have our Bramblegast. This week we're running a max attack, almost max speed like Jolly, because with Rapid Spin it allows me to outspeed a whole lot of his team. With Skitter Smack to try and like just lower some of the special attack on anything that wants to try to switch in, such as, I don't know if the Tropicals will try to switch in, but we can try to eat most things from it except for an Ice Beam. Poltergeist for hitting basically everything on his team except for the Terapagos, just hoping that they don't lose any items. And then Power Whip for the Primarina and the Rhyperior. We are running the Koba Berry because with that, even a max Adamant Halucha with Brave Bird cannot kill us. And then if we can get a single Rapid Spin up before they have an Unburden boost, we will outspeed them. Kind of a long shot, hoping it ends up working. I'm not entirely confident, but this will be the first time I at least use the Koba Berry, so it'll be kind of fun to actually get to try that and hope it kind of catches them off guard. So that's all we're bringing for this week. Best of luck to IMDStroyR, and I hope you enjoy the video.